That's good. How about you?
Well, I've been to Richmond today. Just got a call before I left the house. Want to take a ride to Richmond in the morning? Sure. Yeah. It's okay. Pays the taxes.
Exactly.
I know I can do the road in my sleep.
How's the missus?
Um,
Scale of 1 to 10. Oh dear. Oh dear.
My wife is your basic anti-socialist.
Oh, oh, it's been. She was there. Oh.
Some health issues, she has COPD. And she has probably not many friends that she knows. Doesn't like being where she is. Has no options. Tolerates me. I'm part of the furniture, so I'm tolerated. Want to go over to the whatever? No. Take a ride? No. Want me to pick you up anything? No. Okay.
She's given up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Here it does. Will be 78 in October, November, somewhere. But she took the dogs out in the field.
Oh.
She thinks there's a bear up there. I think she's probably right. So swath down through the walk across my lawn and past the bird feeders and down over the edge. It's just tall grass and weeds and stuff over the edge. And there's a swath down through there about as wide as that. And there's a bird feeder missing.
I was just going to add that. There's a bird feeder.
Yeah. So yesterday she went top field with her beagle, and all of a sudden the beagle hair stood up on its back and was pointing at something where she couldn't see, but then the crows started raising hell. And she had found what she thought was bear crap up there. Yeah. And so yeah, she turned around. She had enough sense.
Yeah, good. You know about those bears. You know.
I shot one once. I wouldn't do it again.
Property.
No, up in Nicoto's Lake.
Oh, you went on hunting.
We were up there hunting. Didn't see anything for 2 or 3 days and getting pretty boring. So I took a hike out to Duck Lake. It's an old wood road. And all of a sudden, something black went into the heavy bushes. And geez, I wonder if I come over there. I pointed the rifle over there, and the black thing came out. I fired at it. Next thing I know, that black thing's running right straight at me. And it got from about me to that window, and he moved, ran back that way, and I fired again. I've got a .308 Winchester, and killed damn near anything. And the first one went through that shoulder and didn't exit. And the second one went through that shoulder and didn't exit. And normally, you know, you shoot a deer with a thing, anywhere you hit the thing, the pencil hole in and a big hole out. Neither of those bullets came out. That bear spent the night in the woods. That was about 10 o'clock in the morning when I shot him. And I pulled him over. I got him rolled over. I got him getting out. And went back to camp. Got there about noontime. My brother was there. When I took the car at 11, I got a milk house, the well house. I won't call it milk house, but there's a well, million in there. So anything? Yep. What'd you get? Bear. Ah. What? That's a deer. Oh, it's a bear. So I grabbed the electric pipe and some rope. And we walked out there and we tied his paws, and put the rope in, got it up to our shoulder, had to put it down. So we did this for a while. He was waiting. Went back, got somebody later in the afternoon. 3 of us went out, did the same thing. Next morning, 4 of us went out and got him. Get it out. But yeah.
So you said you wouldn't do it again, what?
I gave away almost all of me. I gave some to 2 friends of mine. They're still friends of these.
So good.
Greg says, I've got to tell you, that wasn't just bad, it was terrible. Okay. And Ernest said Ernest was in his 80s at that point. He was our guide, and a good friend of my parents. And anyway, he tenderized. And he put it in the oven and roasted it for Sunday dinner. He says, Sandy, it was so tough, we couldn't chew it. And I said, so what do you do? He said, I chunked it up into small pieces, put it in a stew in the back of the stove, and let it stew all night, all afternoon. So every time at supper time. And he said, the stew is good, but you still couldn't chew the damn meat.
Wow.
Greg did the same. We had stuck that thing. My cousin still worked at First National Store, and that's all I know. And he was a meat manager, and the First National Store was closed on Sundays. So we stuck it in the back of the bill, carved him out, put him in the meat First National Store package with the box, took it home through the freezer, and I had a couple. I gave Craig, actually, I think both looked like a London oil ice cream speed. But Craig says he tenderized it. He says, Carol, absolutely.
Wow.
I have truck data of it. Basically sold it. I couldn't afford it. Gave me enough money for one of the first payments on a new house at the time.
That helps.
On your way, yeah, look at that. Anyway,
So, yeah,
so that's my story. I'm not going to do that.
okay. Super. Being honest. So tonight. Taken.
I've read one of them. No. I read the.
It is a beautiful existing place in Lincolnville. I was just there over the weekend for a class picnic. What they call Ocean Falls Estates, which is what we call the Lincoln condominiums. Off of Route 1.
About having a good job, right? Okay.
Okay, really? Really?
Sure.
Oh, well, we are on. We are on.
Yeah, by the way, a microphone and the audio, video.
So can you turn it up? Yes.
No, it's on there. I see. It picks up.
Yes.
Minor.
Hold on a second, let me get my.
Yeah, I read through it. I didn't pick it. Okay.
No, there's just
We didn't have some.
Evening. How you doing?
Oh, I thought. it was within the block.
The other ones already have houses on.
I'm sorry, what?
Lots of houses.
On the agenda.
New tape.
This is for you.
Oh,
Wayne Land.
And it should be width, no. You know, same thing, 13U here, and then just single. Okay. Thank you.
how about the other one?
We've got some of your raspberry honey.
You.
We did any good? Haven't tried it. I read this.
Yes, sir. They were talking
You wanted to
about
be able to
Back.
Drive until Sunday. Lift the spoon for.
It wasn't very well.
Look at the page, see what's located on the lot. You said it didn't. This is. You got all the paperwork?
The voting for. Well, I'll tell you. 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago. My old job called me back to work. Guy that, like, we're gonna put up it. Rehired. Or you're contemplating. No, I've been 2 days a week. With an end of August. Got we're gonna do 5 people, 2 people, they can meet the owners. Say. Good, say, good, how good is it? And the income stream. Not bad. That's true. The headache stream. Oh, yeah. There is. Yeah. I've been answering there, it's fine. I know today's one. I don't know. Yeah. Oh, I made a plan to meet with one of these guys.
Also, if you look at what you can look at our.
So all the days, all one.
That's our people.
Oh, I can New York. Like you didn't know that. Yeah, yeah.
It's this little. Got the ice down my. Took my over. I see. This is an applicant. Okay, Mr. Moving fast. No, I drive for Shepherd. Gotta go. It was 68, he just was like stuff. The rest of us are almost all of us. I did with the late 70s. The rest of us are in our 80s. Hold up, this is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. No, I just want to put that in back, so they're not seeing us.
Yeah. We got it tonight, some reason.
It's oh, yeah. Yeah, just because this is absolutely nothing. I can that's lights, speeds, where never nice in the computer. Had people that could quote, it goes this fast and does this. Yeah, I needed to know. But
That's good.
like, you almost have to just give them the music.
Well, make it get on.
We got,
Bail
the good thing is on the
regular basis.
right side.
You're not.
And if you have out fire, at least.
Well, made myself get that.
I
know I requested it.
Surplus electronics business. We had some. Blackberry or whatever. And we're half of that. And they haven't had anyone. Calling miscellaneous electronics. And I haven't said. So raise me your ass. Well, I'll never the first one. And anyway, you get between 2 to 3 weeks later, since we got a phone. Just had a visit from the feds. And once I see.
That is right.
What are you thinking? Took, but I don't.
I know. You do that.
Yeah. He allowed me to allow some things that shouldn't have happened. Subdivision, right? Yeah, it did.
Okay, it is 6 p.m. Sandy, 6 p.m.
Thanks, Dick.
You're most welcome. We would like to start this meeting. It's the Wednesday, July 29th meeting of the Planning Board for the town of Lincolnville. Before we get started, I'd just like to introduce our folks up here to the audience. You are
Joan Richardson, member.
Earl Brown, member. Dick Butler, chair.
I carry out code officer.
Sandy Delano, member.
Nancy Weezer, scribe.
Scribe. Okay. First, if there are no objections from the applicants or anyone on the board, I would like to move the housekeeping items to the end of the agenda this evening, so we can get started, get these folks in and out pretty quick. Is that all right with anybody? Any objections from the participants? Okay. So the first order of business is a shoreline zoning issue. David Core and Philip Peisch, I hope I pronounced that right, are requesting to establish an easement area for the boardwalk facilities within the Ocean Falls subdivision.
and David Core will be presenting.
Actually, I would like my attorney audit to make the presentation.
Sure. Would you please step to the podium?
Thank you, Chair Butler. Hi, everybody. My name is Aga Dixon. I represent David Core. David is the majority member of Peter and Tink Neverland LLC, and that's the owner of Lot 8 in the subdivision, as well as the sole member of Tommy T LLC, and that's Lot 7 in the subdivision. And also with me is attorney Jason Barrett, who's representing the Peisches, and they're the owners of Lot 5, Phil and Greta Peisch. So if you will indulge me for a couple of minutes, I'll give you a little bit of background as to why we're here, and then make my requests of you. This is a pretty straightforward matter for a planning board. It's a very complicated matter for the lawyers. Basically what happened is, as you know, several years ago, the coast of Maine got hit with some pretty bad storms that damaged a lot of docks and piers along the shore. And the boardwalk and pier system that has served this subdivision since its inception, since its construction in 2005, was severely damaged. And what resulted was a dispute among the homeowners of the subdivision as to who was responsible for repairing that boardwalk. And a lawsuit was filed. And as part of that litigation, it became apparent that the subdivision plan that was approved back in 2002, which is also in your file, showed an easement, water access easement where the boardwalk was supposed to have been built. But it turns out that there was no deeded recorded easement agreement tied to that. And what we have is, information about how the boardwalk was constructed and for what purpose in the record. That was done in 2005. And when we got some surveyors out on site, we realized that portion of the boardwalk was actually not located in that area where the 2002 easement showed. The boardwalk, by the way, has received all the necessary local and DEP permits back in 2005 for its original construction. So I think it was my best guess is that it was a ministerial thing. The developer at that time never came back to this board to sort of correct the location of the easement area in relation to the actual location of the boardwalk. So as a result of this litigation, the parties went into mediation with a judge and settled the case. So we have a settlement agreement. And as part of that agreement, our two clients, David and Phil, were directed to come to this board to fix this mistake, to correct the location of the easement, to share with you the easement agreement that the parties have reached consensus on, and to get your blessing on this slight rejiggering of where the boardwalk is. And that's our only request of you. We're not proposing any changes to lot lines. We're not proposing any new lots. It's really a ministerial correction to, or what your ordinance calls a minor revision to the subdivision plan to show where the boardwalk is actually located on the face of the earth, and also to make a minor change to get a footpath that had been built across lot 6 to actually get it off of lot 6 and put it on lot 5. So those are the only two proposed changes to the subdivision plan. The note, Gartley and Dorsey prepared the plan. The note in the bottom right, just above the approval block, kind of summarizes what's going on here. But if you look at the plan, the geographic difference or the change that we're proposing is to basically relocate this water access easement that was on your 2002 plan from down here on lot 3 to its proper location on lot 5. And then the rest of this is reflective of what's already on the location of the easement. To show where the boardwalk actually. Here it is. So in some ways, it's kind of an unusual ask. I think, by way of background, I'm not a litigator. I'm a town attorney for the most part. So, and advise planning boards. And I think that, but for the section in your ordinance talking about minor revisions, this probably wouldn't have even needed planning board approval. But you do have a section in your ordinance, as you know, in your subdivision regs, section 9.1, that requires, revisions to approved plans to come to this board. And so what I would ask the board to do is first determine, according to section 9.1.1, first make a determination that this proposed revision involves only a minor adjustment of boundary lines, and then go through your usual process of approving those revisions. My understanding is that you could do that in one meeting. Is that right, Frank? So if we have all of our ducks in a row, hopefully we can take care of this tonight. Just for a little bit of context and background, if you do approve this plan, the next step would be for the parties to actually sign and record the easement agreement along with this revised plan in the registry of deeds. And then we would present all of that to the judge who is handling the litigation and ask him to settle the case or allow us to settle the case. But a precursor for us to be able to settle this litigation is your approval of this plan. I'm happy to answer any, I threw a lot of information at you there. I'm happy to answer any questions you might have or repeat myself if you like.
We had a hard time. It took us quite a while to figure out what you're doing.
Yeah.
Looking at both of them, and now I think I understand that this, where it says existing plan to be relocated onto lot 5.
Yeah.
So that is the existing walkway.
If I may, can I come up and point out a few things?
Yeah, absolutely.
If you could look. And if you happen to have the 2022.
I do, but it's.
I have it. And we compared that.
So the 2022 amendment is consolidated to 2021. But during that time, actually, the surveyor realized that there's something funky going on in this easement. And he showed that the easement was actually not located.
I have what you sent us. Maybe you're reading.
I have a.
Yeah, I got a sense. You got a better copy.
So you recognize that the easement, the water access easement that was shown on the 2002 plan. It's 6 to come. But the actual location of the water.
That's a little dog leg and dangerous or minuscule.
Exactly.
It is so difficult, we can hardly find it.
Yeah.
So that's all.
Yeah, there's been a lot of time looking at this.
And so, for the purpose of that 2022 amendment, the location doesn't matter. That we have the storm, the damage to the boardwalk happened, and the homeowners. And so that's where we are trying to we resolve that issue, and in order to resolve it, we have to take sign on. So the design. So what we're proposing to the 2002 easement here. And but actually in 2005, the board of here. And the reason yeah, as shown here, as shown on the plans. And the reason for that is because the DEP required a relocation to the. So the developer back then was working through that with BP and then come back to you to say, actually, these are.
That's a whole different process.
Yeah.
Disagree with DEP, we have some people going after that, that is not.
Well,
Yeah. With the other side.
Oh, but they fill it up with what it.
Reflection on the plan, the reality, which is that the boardwalk is here. And then some changes to the configuration of this easement area to match what the parties have set, agreed to in settlement, which is that it's going to be a little thinner, it's going to be 8 feet from either side of the existing boardwalk. Here, that's the boardwalk, the sitting area. And we can have it here, and then the other thing is sort of then to get all of this off of lot 6 and keep it on the page property. We're proposing to put the easement here and move this with.
Yeah, move that up there. Yeah, I see that. Yeah.
That's the request, basically to allow the parties to settle this dispute about the boardwalk and reflect reality.
The other side,
So I'm, if I may, Jason Barrett, I represent the owners of lot 5. And so we're not opposite each other, we're supportive of one another. And I'm here in part, just so you have a base for my clients. It's almost like we backed into you here in the sense that there was litigation about dysfunction within how the association was functioning. And as a part of that, resolving those issues, we discovered the discrepancy that existed, for 26 years. So really, we're here just to kind of clean up what was discovered as part of that, and in fact, narrow it. It's being now, rather than crossing a couple of different of the lots, this easement is now being located entirely on my client's property. And it is something that I think everyone in the subdivision is supportive of, but we just recognize that it wasn't done, perfectly back in 2002. But now that we've got all these eyeballs on it, we just want to get it, the I's dotted and the T's crossed.
thank you. Are there any other comments? How about from the board? Anybody have any questions? So, you are correct, ma'am, that this does fall under Article 9, revision to approved plans, and under 9.1.1. It does also point to Article 5 of the subdivision, minor subdivisions, which states that 5.1.5, that the board may hold a public hearing if there has been significant expressed interest or there has been a specific request for a hearing from the public. I'm assuming that neither of those are applicable here. Nobody has requested anything, so we can proceed with 9.11. Okay. Good.
Yeah.
Okay. It says if the revision involves only modifications of the approved plan without creation of additional lots that increase the number of lots so that subdivision includes more than 4 lots, the procedures for minor subdivision final approval shall be followed. If the board determines that the revision or amendment in the previously approved plan involves only a minor adjustment of boundary lines for a lot or lots, then the board may at its discretion decide to approve the revision or amendment without requiring the procedures for final plan approval. So having said that, I would like to make a motion that we accept this plan as proposed. I would second that. Is there any discussion? All in favor? Done.
Thank you all.
We need to sign it. One for them to take.
It's time right now for them to take.
Up you.
We can move along. We've got 2 other applicants. We can do this at the end. Okay. So I'll sign one.
Let's just sign this one here, from the clerk down there. Okay. Don't take the first line out. No, don't want to set a chair, even though. Nope, that's okay. I didn't know.
They're going to need two, but I'm be taking one. Thank you. I need your card.
Okay, so where are your two copies? What things do you need to sign then? Yep.
Try on.
See whose signature is in the two.
Shouldn't drink.
You read. Two, we need the other. We're good. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you all. It's a thankless job to do,
So we do.
the town doesn't happen without you guys giving us some of your time, so thank you so much.
Right here. Well,
All right. Next.
They say two?
Yeah.
They did.
Yeah.
Oh, they did.
Yes, they did.
They did.
One was signed, the other one was.
Were we sort of out of the out here, or do we just get one copy, or do we get?
They got two.
You got two copies. You should have, yeah.
No, they only got
I
one.
think we just got
I
a
only got
copy.
one.
Oh, you didn't hold it up. See, it's the CEO's fault always.
I'm also gonna.
Has everyone signed these now?
That one would be dated.
Huh?
Dated, and that would be dated.
It's supposed to be dated.
I got that.
It is dated?
No. We do it. I'm trying to get folks out.
You can take backs on the appraised.
Thank you so much.
Sure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Give me the- Okay, we all set?
I do have the check for $65 for the applicant. I do have the $50 check. That's it.
Thank you. So the next one is commercial application. John Calderwood is requesting for approval of change of use of the current Brooks Stretchers business located at 59 Calderwood Lane, tax map 27 lot 10. Request, excuse me, is turning the facility into a storage business for boat and vehicles. And you are John?
John, yeah, it'd be the former Twin Brooks stretchers that my dad, Joe Calderwood, and Chris Bolton
Fine.
ran.
So you want to tell us what you're going to do?
Just like you said, be considered, I guess, dead storage, which means not frequent in and out. It would be like seasonal. and boats and cars. The building is a 40-foot by 80-foot, essentially warehouse now because they've retired. And it already has large doors on each end. So I think you could put maybe 10 cars if you shoehorn them in to store it in the winter, and outside already has gravel parking and gravel around the building where they used to store their material and logs. And my plan is just to maintain that exactly as it is. No changes to the building or footprint or layout of the site. I think traffic wise, pretty infrequent during the summer and winter. And then on the shoulder seasons, when you're thinking about storing something or going to retrieve it, spring and fall, there would be some trips in there. I think if you were to average it throughout the year, that would be about less than 2 trips a day. There won't be any work being done on property on the site. If you're storing your boat and want to refinish it, then that's not the place. No washing, no fueling. I'm not adding any lights to the property. Trying to think what other, I think the only noise would be pulling down the driveway and unhooking or hooking onto a trailer and then leaving again. Calderwood Lane has been recently paved, so it's in great shape. And it's gravel drive down. There's a hedgerow on Calderwood Lane, and then there's a field and then more hedgerow, so you can't even really see the site from the road. I don't think any of the neighbors can see the site from their properties.
Are you talking?
Yeah, sure.
The existing shop, this is a real. Yeah.
Everything, nothing changed. This is what's in file. What's your question?
Okay, so I drove up there and this is. What do you look? Oh, here's over here. Okay, so down here. Are you planning to put boats on this area before you get up to the line? Step up. Yeah, please. Yeah.
Storage.
It's called. This is what he's asking.
Not in the field. No, the field's gonna stay fields. There's gravel around this building.
Gotcha. Okay, that was my question, because I saw that it was use it for hay.
It's gonna
It's gonna stay that way,
Yes,
because otherwise your neighbors would be.
they would be able to. Yep. No, I'm not planning on storing anything. It's gonna stay as grass, and I think Brent and my dad just
Okay,
ate it.
so if you drive by there and see a boat there, then you're gonna be in trouble.
Then I should come here first. Yeah.
Okay,
No plans to touch the fields.
okay. Anybody else have any questions?
Someone living in that building or not?
No, it's just it was their shop. I guess there is a bathroom in it, but there's nothing set up to make it a residence or livable.
I just wonder how you're gonna monitor the site if nobody's there.
I'm gonna have some cameras there, and I'll check on it daily and put temperature gauge in front of a camera. CMP alerts me when the power goes out, and it's heated by heat pumps. So, knock on wood, I'll know if something fails. I plow in the winter for a living, so I don't really go anywhere. So I'm kind of married to the area. So I think I'll be having interest as I'm just starting, of course, just to see how things work anyway, and just check on it.
What was the nature of the other business that's there now or replaced?
They made artist stretcher frames for, I think, close to 30 years at that site.
Canvas stretching?
Yep.
Any questions? No. Was it?
No,
Well,
he's not changing the footprint, the fact that this says additional.
it's an existing building, just changed.
Yeah.
Just putting a garage door on it as opposed to.
Yep, regular storage. You're gonna have to go out, go down the gravel.
Exactly. Yep. I think the plan that you're seeing is just, I think the last time it was in front of the planning board when they put an addition on the building in 2007.
Okay, so this obviously would fall under section 18 of the town of Lincolnville land use ordinance, and it's Article 2.11, which is on page 50, if anybody would like to look at it. It says that Article 2.11 states that a landowner may ask the planning board, or the planning board may ask the landowner to appear before the planning board to request a formal determination as to whether proposed use or land use activity requires full site plan review under sections 11, 12, and 13 of the commercial site plan review ordinance, and or whether the waiver of any submission requirements pursuant to section 10.1 of the commercial site plan review ordinance is appropriate. And then it goes on to say that the board shall consider certain items, and most of these, in fact, all of these have been handled, including the layout, the on-site activity, buffering and screening, hours of operation, traffic impact, lighting and signage have been covered in the note to the board from Mr. Calderwood. So unless anyone has any questions, could we get a motion, please? Motion
To accept.
Motion to accept. As presented. Second. Further discussion. All in favor?
Thank you.
We have to sign too. Yeah. And your name goes on top, and you got a big lot, so you guys can do a clean. Look.
Anyway.
That's I. I'll take that. Sign.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you. Good luck. Thank you. So we have another agenda item. We have to settle up with Mr. Lanning for the approval of your subdivision for the agreement with the town. So, Mr. So there were three things that needed to be accomplished. The road needed to be widened at that section to 18 feet. I note that it's been widened to at least 20, 21 and 22 in some cases. You needed to give us the perk test for lot 13U, and you've done that. And you needed to put a sign up there that said no parking on the hammerhead. And according to this, it's accomplished. It wasn't there at 12:30 this afternoon, but it was there at 3 o'clock, apparently. Good. So we're done. We don't.
You need to sign.
We need to sign it, but we don't need to do an approval. It's been approved, contingent on that.
So, no, yeah. It's ready, only have it signed to it.
David,
Yeah, I'll take one away. That makes it easy. Yeah.
and I made a mistake. You need to have a
vote to approve this because we didn't approve it the last time, so I'd like to make a motion.
Well, let's continue.
No, it wasn't. What, it wasn't approved.
Yeah, if I continue.
It wasn't approved. It was told that this is what needed to be done for us to approve it. So right now, I would like to make a motion that we approve this plan as presented. I would second it. Any questions? All in favor? Okay.
If you decide this. No, that's why we're paying them.
Yeah.
Just two. Good, good, okay, yeah, just to focus. I'll make it so you do need three for the registry of deeds.
But we need one more.
That way. We get one, we give you one for the registry of deeds, and then we put one in your file. Yep. Oh, what? When do they report it? Oh, whenever you take it down, you have, I think it's 60 days. You take it down. You do. I record it. Yeah, you do.
You record it.
Yeah. There's two. You're all set, thank you.
You're elastic, sir. Thank you. Oh, one more. Good boy, Frank. You trained by the jelly of the training. I think we should do a different city and then do this.
You know, I have one there. I'll sit over here.
I'll sit over there.
Oh.
Thank you. Later. Yeah, we will. Just one? Yeah. Okay. We can do that now. Hell, we just signed one, really. Well, well, didn't take too long. So we have two other agenda items. One item is the minutes, two sets of minutes.
one from June 24th and one from June 25th. Have you all read the minutes or have you looked at it? Any changes that you would like to make? I made two small revisions. I've given them to Nancy with just a couple typos. And so if there's no further discussion, I'll get a motion to approve.
Motion to approve the June 24th. June 24th, what's the other one?
June 25th. Okay. Second. All in favor? Good. All right, now. We need to have an election of officers once a year, and guess what time it is? So, who would like to be the chair?
Dick Butler.
Who would like to be the chair?
Dick Butler, I nominate. Hell of a job. You like that motion?
I third it.
I fourth it.
Good, Barbara. You're doing a great job.
Yeah, you know, the first time I came here, first meeting I had, you made me the chair because for whatever reason.
But you're doing the best job.
He's
But-
got,
So what are you talking about?
But it's been 4 years, guys.
Yeah. You're just 4 years, too. You're doing a good job. One more.
All right,
One more.
There's no limit of terms.
Yeah.
This is not the presidency. I did it for 5.
all right. All in favor? I'm not voting for myself. All right, vice chair, we'd like to have a nomination for vice chair.
Nominate Dick
Earl Brown.
Brown.
Yeah, he's the vice chair now.
Well, I nominate for vice
we'll
chair.
break up a big team.
Okay. All in favor? Don't vote for yourself.
Well, except for you two guys, I'm not painless.
Good job.
We have a scribe, so we don't necessarily need to vote in.
And this is her 10th year.
And
You got a long way to go.
The anniversary.
So you bragging about mine?
I might bring you,
Warning.
I might bring you in charge of my world famous blueberry jam, that 10th anniversary.
That's right.
All right, so no other business before